Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. This is the morning gardener. I'm doing good. Just left the yard, and I realized I have a pretty good sized garden to take care of this year. It's big, and I brought in the wood chips 3 years ago, maybe 30,000 pounds of them, and weeds came in with those wood chips. They came in. I mean, they're everywhere now. Uh, I can pretty much pull them and break them from the ground, but they're good sized weeds. And I'm having a thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you. I have a pretty good size. I mean, they're everywhere. They're in the trees. They're in the background of plants. I mean, a lot of big burly weeds running underground. Yeah, they're pretty. Yeah, and all I do is just my plan is. Thank you for the thumbs up. My plan is just to stay on them, just to stay on them, and that's all I can do. When I break them from the ground, they are used as compost. Yes, they are. I put them in an area where they will dry out and they not be covered with soil so they can grow again. Um, so weeds, um, vines, yeah. The vines are just everywhere. They're everywhere. So I use them as compost. Um, so everything that's growing in my yard, overhang of trees, they're broken down into small pieces. Thank you for the thumbs up. They are broken down into small trees, and excuse me, they're broken down into small pieces, and I use them. Everything in the yard are being used. And someone said, "Well, you have enough fertilizer you bought this year." Um, that was that was a sale. That was a clearance. Uh, who knows when I'll see it again? But I took full advantage of it. Yes, I did, and pretty well stocked up on fertilizers for at least about it seemed like 3 or 4 years. I'm stocked up. Um, but I think that as far as my plants go, I'm doing good. I got them indoors growing. I had some setbacks. Um, and that was some of the plants and you're in an area that drop the temperature drop and it goes up and it goes drop and then so I lost some and nothing I could do but replant. So I did that and so I'm set. I'm set. Got to redo the watermelons. Got to redo the cantaloupe. I did lose my favorite, which was my giant cantaloupe that I found. No, that Rebel Gardener sent me. I think I have one seed left, but I just wanted to regrow it for the seeds because once you start, some of that bigger fruit doesn't taste as good as the smaller fruit. Um, it just doesn't. It looks great that it's big, but it's not. You know, thank you. Losing some points. Okay, so I'm not the only one. The only thing about it is the weather and the temperatures. They go up, they go down, they go up, they go down. Um, and so what I did was I said, okay, I'm going to make certain um, that I, do the best I can. That's all I can do. Now I have a whole a tray of, they call it, what is that called? I think it's kale, but I have to look at the tray. It might be collard greens. Um, yeah, I think it's collard greens. And so I'm going to plant a whole boatload of collard greens this year as well. And also I got to replant my, oh God, they call them, I got to replant my kale because kale is a star. You got to do kale. You have to do kale. It's like a log and it's not doing it. Hello, Morning Gardener. Hello to you as well. Thank you very much for stopping in, Jay, Mr. J. But Miss Thomas, thank you for stopping in. I am talking about right now the fact that I'm getting right up against the wall on my planting. I found it was something on my cell phone that I went out online and got. I don't have my cell phone with me right at this moment, but it's a planting map, when to plant in your particular area. Um, and so I did that, when to plant, and I said, okay, I'm going to, definitely keep that up front as well. Hey, morning, Gardener, and all. Hello, how you doing? How you doing? Um, uh, here's what's going on. I purchased a kiwi plant. It's called a hardy kiwi plant at Lowe's a couple of days ago. I got in one of my moods where I'm going to save a plant, and I did that. So um, once I purchased it, I got home and discovered this particular plant needs a mate because my kiwi that I have now, which is an Isaiah, doesn't need a mate. So I'm thinking, all right, what am I going to do? Do I trash this plant? Uh, will it cross with my Isaiah kiwi plant? I got to find out before I toss it. But what I did do is, see, they bring them in there. They brought them in there on Christmas, a couple of days after Christmas, the 28th, I believe. They loaded up the store with all these plants, and so I said, okay. I said, what I'm going to do is definitely find out about this plant and see whether or not it will cross with the Isaiah. If not, I don't see myself planting it. I just don't, because it's an invasive type of vine. Number one, just like the one I have actually, the Isaiah. But the Isaiah is not really a big vine. It's just not a really big vine. I've looked at some videos and I saw some of what the Isaiah, excuse me, the hardy kiwi looks like when it's full grown, and it's a monster vine. And my Isaiah doesn't grow like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm thinking take a few cuttings off of my Isaiah, and so that way I want to at least see. I want to keep the strand going. If something happened to one plant, you don't want it to be out. You want to make absolutely certain that you definitely have at least one or two more backups. That's what you want to have. I say, have you ever grown a fruit tree from? No, 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 no. I wouldn't. For me, I'm not going to do that because what will happen is you will grow something. It may or may not taste like what you planted, but it's not going to be. And all my trees are dwarfs. And dwarfs will produce fruit in anywhere from 2 to 4 years, something like that. You put a standard tree in. Now, that's a standard tree. Once you put that standard tree in, it's going to take sometimes up to 7 years for that sucker to produce fruit. I don't want to do that. I want a fruit tree that will produce in at least about 2 years if you feed it right, take care of it correctly. Let's see, growing strawberries at the moment from seeds. Okay, strawberries. That's one thing. I don't know where you got the. Some people, what they're doing is they take these strawberries and they peel them, and then they plant the skin, and then they get plants from that, and they're getting these seeds. Some of them are getting from the grocery stores, and the only problem with that is that you don't know where these strawberries came from and what type of climate they come from, or if they were crossed with whatever. It's a whole bunch of things that I know I may not be saying. Yeah, yeah, yep, 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 yes, yeah, absolutely. Well, you already know what's going on, but it's fun to do, and who knows, it might turn out to your favor. But fruit trees, no. Apple trees, pear trees, all that. I don't want to grow those from seed because you put it in the ground, you wait 7 years to find out that this tastes like, yeah, you don't like it. 7 years you waited. You know, you don't want to do that. If you can, What food forest permaculture does, and I could also do with my trees is like, say if I wanted another apple tree in my yard, I could actually get the shoots that's coming off of the rootstock, grow that out, and then also splice on what type of apple I want, and then I got another tree and paid nothing for it. That could be done, or you could just save up your coins because I know them trees are expensive. I mean, how many agree with me on that? That these trees, especially this year, are expensive. I went to Home Depot and saw trees that were $50. Now, personally, I would buy a tree from Lowe's. So I have a 5-in-1 apple. 5-in-1 apple trees are great. You want to find the direction of the sun. I'm not having any luck trying to root cuttings. Okay, you're having the same issue I'm having, but maybe we can help each other out. But first, I want to tackle this one question here. I say I have 5-in-1. What you want to do with a 5-in-1 tree, if you haven't already planted it yet, it has 5 different strains of apples on it. Let's say 5 different strains of apple. That's I think what you put here is that they're apples. Let's see, where are you? Let's see. Okay, I have 5. Okay, the apples. Okay, there is always going to be a weaker strain on that tree. That's the one you want to face directly to the sun. You want to face that one. The other stronger or bigger branches you want to face away from the sun, so that when this tree starts growing, that tree won't be actually just dominated. You don't want that to happen, and so that way you kind of get a balance. Let's see where you at. I have not had luck with cuttings. Okay. For some reason, now are you talking about hardwood cuttings, softwood cuttings? What kind of cuttings are we talking about? Yes, yes, the trees are expensive. I bought early. This one not so expensive. Um. Okay. Thank you, bro. Oh, okay. You're welcome. You're welcome. Now what you're saying here is about, yes, the trees are expensive. They are expensive because something is happening. They know now these trees that are, these companies that are pumping these trees out. They know why you're buying them. You're not buying them to decorate your front yard. They know that. They're not. They know you're not buying them to decorate your backyard. Now, when you put a couple trees in a backyard, guess what you do when you get ready to sell that house? You up the price of real estate because some people like buying a house with an apple tree in the back, a little small apple tree, a small pear tree, small peach tree. They like that. It's worth buying the house now that you have already established dwarf tree on the property. Maybe you have 3 or 4 trees on the property. People like that because it adds to the value of the property. Um, excuse me. Let me reiterate that. It can add to the value of the property. Some people don't like trees. Must keep that. I can't imagine, but it can happen. Let's see. So trees are getting expensive. I bought a tree from Stark Brothers. They had a sale they was running one time, and it was beautiful. It was and I don't know why the tree was kind of small when I got it, but I love buying them when they're kind of small because they adapt quicker to the soil, and they just tend to be a better deal. But the tree they were selling, it was small, kind of skinny. It was a pink lady. I always wanted a pink lady. They put up there for $6 each. If I knew I would have, right now I got one spot opening up at the front of my property. I could use another pink lady there, or I could use another. What I always try to do is get the most expensive apple, the apple that I like to eat, and that being a what am I talking about here? That being a Honeycrisp apple. Love the apple, and wouldn't mind putting another one in the yard. How many do I have now? I have one, two, three, four. I think I have 4 Honeycrisp apple trees. And some people say, well, why would you want another one? because the apple is an expensive apple, and people buy them, or people barter, if you want the apple. Let's see what we got here. So sometimes stockbrothers will run a sale. It's rare. It's rare. I'm telling you, it's rare. Right now, stockbrothers got their trees marked up just like the rest of them. They got their trees marked up. They got their berry plants marked up. Let's see, how many species of trees do you have? God, that's a good question. I had to go out there and count them. Let's see. I was at home 3 years ago. I had 12 fruit trees now. I don't know how many I got. I think I got about 25. I guess about 25. Let's see. Here. A tree from Walmart last year for $20. That $20 tree, is that a semi dwarf? They sound like semi dwarf because most of these box stores don't get it. They don't get it. The dwarf trees are what's selling. Not the semi dwarf. The semi dwarf people get if they go, well, and some people don't know actually that you can buy trees online. They are like 40, 40 around here. They're like 40 around. Okay, you talking about the price is 40. Okay. Okay, yeah, absolutely. Take $40. That's $10 off from where I'm at, where I'm living at. The trees are $49.99 here or at Home Depot. I refuse to pay that. I refuse to pay that. And the best company that I know of that's out there is what's that company called? Stark Brothers. High quality trees, just high quality. Has anybody been online and heard of a company called Tie? They supposed to be selling all kind of stuff, but I've read their reviews. But has anyone ever heard about them? Tie. Is it Tie? Yeah, Tie. Yeah. And they sell all kind of trees, but people were complaining when I look at their reviews about. I say Dave Wilson is a great company to the West Coast. Okay, I've heard a lot about Dave Wilson. That sounds like another top-notch company. Now I don't want to call this wrong, but I believe that Stock Bros and Dave Wilson are connected some kind of way. I think one buys from the other one. I'm sure of that. One buys from the other one. Yeah. Because if you wanted to go and you wanted to start a apple orchard, you would go to Dave Wilson. They would be able to handle large orders. Large orders. Well, good people. I'm gonna go and get my workout started, but it's been nice talking to everyone. Need to lose a couple pounds, and so I'm gonna do that. But I really appreciate everyone stopping by. You've been great. You've been great. You've been talking. You're asking questions. You're posing information up there on the screen, and I appreciate that very much. Thank you all. So God bless you, brother. Oh, thank you. God bless you, brother. We don't call each other brother and sister enough today, but I appreciate that. Thank you, and have a good evening. And remember, keep on growing.